Did you know that eating the wrong nuts on a regular basis could raise your risk of heart disease by as much as 48%, especially if you're over 60? That's not just a scare tactic or internet myth. That figure comes straight from a multi-year study published in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology. Here's the shocking part. Many older adults think they're choosing healthy snacks, but several popular nuts found in the average pantry can actually drive up blood pressure, trigger inflammation, clog your arteries, and even speed up mental decline. And there's one specific nut, one that we'll reveal later, that's been linked to a toxic compound that builds up in the body over time and may damage your liver, kidneys, and brain. Yes, the same nut often praised in low-carb diets could quietly be doing long-term harm to your health. And chances are, it's already in your snack bowl. But don't worry, we're breaking it all down in this video. From the safest, most heart-smart, brain-nourishing nuts you should be eating, to the ones you'll want to start cutting out today. Think of this as your go-to guide, and make sure to stay with us until the very end, because the #1 nut on the bad list has a hidden danger almost nobody talks about, and it might be harming your health without you even knowing it. But before we dive in, drop a comment below and tell us where you're tuning in from. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more content just like this. Alright, let's get started with the first of 4 nuts seniors should definitely be eating. Number 4. Almonds, the bone-strengthening all-star. Almonds are one of nature's top superfoods for aging bodies, loaded with calcium and vitamin E, which work hand in hand to protect bone strength. As we get older, our bones naturally become more brittle, making injuries from falls even more dangerous. A single quarter cup of almonds gives you about 97 milligrams of calcium, helping to fight off the bone loss that speeds up after age 65. But almonds aren't just about calcium. They also contain magnesium, which plays a crucial role in getting that calcium into your bones instead of letting it harden in your arteries. Almonds are also rich in healthy monounsaturated fats, which can help lower LDL cholesterol, the kind that clogs arteries and increases heart disease risk, especially in seniors. The ideal daily amount? Around 15 to 20 almonds, preferably raw or dry roasted without added salt. Each serving also packs about 3.5 grams of fiber, making them helpful in preventing constipation, a common issue for nearly 40% of older adults. And here's something fascinating. A study from Tufts University found that the unique antioxidants in almonds help shield brain cells from oxidative damage, possibly slowing the decline in memory and cognition that many fear as they age. When buying almonds, go for the ones that still have their skins. That's where you'll find flavonoids that work alongside vitamin E to double the antioxidant punch. One quick note, be sure to chew almonds thoroughly. For seniors with swallowing issues, these can be a choking risk if not properly chewed. Number 3. Walnuts, the brain-boosting champion. Walnuts might just be the best food out there for aging brains. It's no coincidence they look a bit like the human brain, because they're packed with nutrients that support cognitive function. They're the richest common nut source of alpha-linolenic acid, a plant-based omega-3 fatty acid. This matters because omega-3s help keep brain cells healthy and support communication between them. A major study in the Journal of Nutrition showed that seniors who ate just 1.5 ounces of walnuts daily for 8 weeks saw real improvements in memory speed and mental flexibility. Walnuts are also full of special plant compounds called polyphenols, which can cross into brain tissue to reduce inflammation, something that plays a role in dementia and Alzheimer's. What many people don't know is that walnuts also have melatonin, the sleep hormone that decreases with age. A small handful in the evening might help balance your sleep cycle naturally. These nuts also support heart health thanks to their arginine content, an amino acid that helps relax blood vessels, and polyphenols that reduce oxidative stress. For seniors on blood pressure meds, walnuts may even enhance treatment by keeping arteries flexible. To get the most from them, keep walnuts in the fridge to protect their oils from going rancid, and aim for 7 to 9 walnut halves per day. Whenever you can, crack them yourself. It's a simple way to keep your hands active and preserve fine motor skills. And if you notice their slightly bitter taste, don't worry. That's just a sign of their powerful antioxidant strength. Number 2. Pistachios, the blood pressure buddy. Pistachios are often overlooked, but they may be the best nut for managing blood pressure in seniors. Why? Their impressive potassium to sodium ratio. Just one serving provides around 285 milligrams of potassium and very little sodium, making them ideal for keeping blood pressure in check. That balance is crucial for older adults, especially as kidney function declines with age. Research shows this ratio may lower systolic pressure by 3 to 5 points, comparable to what some medications achieve, but naturally. Pistachios also contain eye-protecting nutrients like lutein and zeaxanthin, which help prevent macular degeneration, the leading cause of vision loss in people over 60. And unlike some tough nuts that can be hard on aging teeth, pistachios are easier to chew while still offering a satisfying crunch. Their vibrant green and purple colors are also signs of antioxidant content that helps combat cellular aging. A fun bonus? Shelling them slows you down, making it easier to avoid overeating while also offering a mindful, brain-engaging activity. In fact, a study in the International Journal of Obesity found that seeing the empty shells helps people self-regulate their portions. For those with arthritis, look for pistachios that are partially opened. They're easier on the joints but still offer that helpful shelling experience. A good daily target is about 49 pistachios, roughly 1 ounce, preferably unsalted or lightly salted. They also deliver 3 grams of fiber per serving, which helps regulate blood sugar, critical for the 1 in 4 seniors with diabetes or prediabetes. Number 1. Brazil nuts, the thyroid guardian. Brazil nuts top our list because they're the single best food source of selenium, a mineral essential for healthy thyroid function. Just one Brazil nut contains 96 micrograms of selenium. That's 137% of the daily recommended amount. And this really matters. Up to 20% of older adults have undiagnosed thyroid issues, with symptoms often dismissed as just aging. Selenium helps activate thyroid hormones, which affect energy, metabolism, and even mood. But that's not all. Brazil nuts contain rare fatty acids that protect the myelin sheath, the outer coating of nerve cells that naturally deteriorates over time. This may help seniors stay more coordinated, mentally sharp, and responsive. What's especially powerful is that the selenium in Brazil nuts is highly bioavailable. Your body absorbs it better than from most supplements. Thanks to their rich, creamy flavor, just 1 or 2 nuts a day is enough. And that's all you should eat, because too much selenium can be harmful. Choose Brazil nuts, still in their shells when you can. They last longer and keep their nutrients better. Keep them in the fridge to prevent the fats from going rancid. They're also great for digestion thanks to their blend of fiber and natural oils, which help maintain regularity. And their subtle sweetness makes them a smart swap for sugary snacks. Most exciting of all, early research shows Brazil nuts might help protect telomeres, the caps at the ends of our DNA strands, which could influence how quickly or slowly we age at a cellular level. So those are the top nuts for healthy aging after 65. But now let's flip the script and talk about nuts you may want to avoid, or at least approach with caution. Number 4. Peanuts, the hidden inflammation risk. Despite being a go-to snack in many households, peanuts can pose serious problems for seniors. First off, they're not actually nuts. They're legumes that grow underground, making them especially vulnerable to mold and a substance called aflatoxin. This toxic compound can damage the liver and even increase cancer risk, especially as your body's detox systems slow with age. Peanuts also contain proteins that can trigger low-level inflammation in the body, even if you're not allergic. This kind of inflammation can worsen joint pain, stress the heart, and may even accelerate memory decline. All issues that tend to hit harder in later years. Plus, peanuts are high in omega-6 fats, which most Americans already get too much of. That imbalance can fan the flames of inflammation even more. If you take blood thinners like warfarin, there's another problem. The vitamin K in peanuts can interfere with how your medication works. Unfortunately, this isn't something many doctors warn about, but it's a real concern. Most commercial peanut butters make things even worse by including hydrogenated oils, excess salt and added sugars, ingredients that place extra stress on aging hearts and arteries. Even those labeled as natural often sneak in sodium, which can raise blood pressure, already a major concern for the 63% of American seniors living with hypertension. There's also the issue of storage. Peanuts that aren't kept properly can go rancid, producing harmful free radicals that damage cells. Then there's the common dry roasting process. While it improves flavor, it also creates acrylamide, a chemical that some studies suggest may accelerate cognitive decline. That's especially troubling for older adults who are already worried about memory loss. If you've been eating peanuts without noticeable issues, try swapping them out a few days a week for one of the healthier nuts we've recommended. Even a gradual shift can reduce your exposure to these harmful compounds while offering better nutrients. Number 3. Cashews, the hidden blood sugar spike. Cashews might seem harmless, but they carry some unexpected risks for seniors, starting with their high carbohydrate content and impact on blood sugar. Unlike most tree nuts, cashews have around 9 grams of carbs per ounce and are low in fiber, creating a glycemic effect that could spell trouble for the 25% of adults over 65 who have diabetes, and the nearly half who are pre-diabetic. What makes this so tricky is the so-called health halo effect. Many people assume cashews are a smart snack and end up eating more than they should, unaware that their glucose levels may be taking a hit. Their smooth, curved shape also poses a choking hazard. Cashews are among the most commonly inhaled nuts in seniors, which is especially dangerous for those with swallowing challenges. Nutritionally, cashews also contain high levels of oxalates. These compounds can bind with calcium in the gut, limiting calcium absorption, an issue for seniors already concerned about osteoporosis. In people prone to kidney stones, oxalates can make things worse, and that risk climbs sharply after age 60. Another problem lies in how cashews are processed. Before reaching your pantry, they must be heavily treated to remove urushiol, the same irritating substance found in poison ivy. That process often involves high heat, which damages nutrients. Most commercial cashews are oil-roasted and salted, which adds unwanted fats and sodium, two things that strain an already aging cardiovascular system. Few people realize that cashews also contain enzyme blockers that interfere with protein digestion, a problem for seniors whose bodies are already less efficient at processing protein. And because they're so rich and creamy, it's easy to overeat them, contributing to weight gain at a stage in life when weight control becomes harder. If cashews are a regular part of your routine, consider slowly swapping them out with almonds or walnuts. These nuts offer better nutritional value with fewer risks for aging bodies. Number 2, macadamia nuts, the calorie bomb. Macadamias may be buttery and satisfying, but they're one of the worst choices for seniors due to their extreme calorie content. At about 200 calories per ounce, they top the charts for caloric density among all nuts. That's a red flag for older adults, especially as metabolism slows down with age. Weight gain becomes easier, and weight loss gets harder. Add to that the 22 grams of fat per ounce, most of it coming from rich oils, and you've got a snack that can tax the gallbladder. For the estimated 15% of seniors with undiagnosed gallstones, macadamias could even trigger painful flare-ups. And let's not forget the saturated fat. With about 3 grams per ounce, macadamias can push LDL cholesterol levels higher, a real concern for those already at risk of heart issues. Their firm, dense texture also poses a problem. Seniors with crowns, bridges, or weakened teeth may find them difficult or even damaging to bite into. Cost is another factor. Macadamias are pricey, and many budget-conscious shoppers may end up buying lower-quality nuts that have gone rancid, increasing exposure to oxidized fats that harm the body. On top of that, the versions most often found in stores are oil-roasted and heavily salted, piling on even more sodium and unhealthy fats. Their rich taste is another trap. For older adults whose sense of taste may be dulled, macadamias can seem especially appealing, leading to overconsumption. What's more troubling is the belief that all nuts are heart-healthy. But many of the studies that show cardiovascular benefits from nut consumption actually excluded high-fat varieties like macadamias. If you've been eating macadamias regularly, consider switching to pistachios. They offer a similar satisfying texture but come with a lighter nutritional load that's far more senior-friendly. Number 1, pine nuts, the medication disruptor. Pine nuts land at the top of the avoid list because of how they interact with common medications and create unexpected problems for seniors. The biggest red flag? Pine nuts contain compounds that can interfere with the effectiveness of more than 60% of the medications most often prescribed to older adults. These include blood pressure drugs, statins, and antidepressants, medications that millions of seniors take daily. And yet, few physicians or pharmacists mention the risk of food-drug interactions tied to pine nuts. Another issue is something called pine mouth syndrome. It causes a lingering bitter or metallic taste that can last for days or even weeks after eating pine nuts. While this might sound like a minor nuisance, for seniors it can lead to appetite loss, reduced food intake, and even unintended weight loss. Studies show that nearly half of those affected experience significant changes in eating habits. Older adults appear especially vulnerable due to changes in taste perception and how their bodies process toxins. From an inflammation standpoint, pine nuts aren't much better. They're loaded with polyunsaturated fats that oxidize quickly, promoting inflammation in the body, a serious concern for those managing chronic conditions like arthritis. Their tiny size and slick texture also make them a top choking risk for older adults, especially those on medications that cause dry mouth, or those with known swallowing difficulties. Nutritionally, pine nuts aren't the best option either. They contain enzyme inhibitors that can interfere with protein digestion, another challenge for seniors who already struggle to efficiently absorb nutrients. Even in something like pesto, their most common use, the combination of oil and pine nuts creates a calorie-heavy food that can easily tip the scale in the wrong direction. And here's a new concern emerging in recent studies. Certain pine nut varieties may worsen age-related macular degeneration, the top cause of vision loss in people over 65. Given all these factors, pine nuts rank as the most problematic nut for seniors. Those were the 4 nuts we recommend avoiding after age 65. By being selective about the types of nuts you eat, and cutting back on the ones that quietly harm your health, you can boost your energy, protect your brain, and feel your best well into your golden years. The key is making small but consistent changes. Over time, they can lead to powerful improvements. Now we'd love to hear from you. Have you noticed any changes, good or bad, after adding or removing certain nuts from your diet? Which ones made the biggest difference? Share your thoughts in the comments. We always enjoy hearing from you. Thanks so much for watching.